Oh, hey, what's up? So, we just bought an e-bike. You want to check it out? Come on, let's check it out. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today, we'll be talking about the Evryjourney Ebike from 630. We're going to start with why we bought this bike, talk about the assembly, and then talk about the first ride and our first impressions and get into some of the details about the bike itself. So, let's start with why did we get this bike? Now, when the coronavirus pandemic hit, a lot of people started caring about being more active, and a lot of people wanted to get a bike. So did we. I already had a bike. Carlisha decided that she wanted a bike, and she did her research, and it brought her to a company called 630. Now, we're really big on customer reviews, and all these reviews were great until you got to about mid-April, and then they weren't complaining about the product itself, but you were starting to see complaints about the length of time it was taking between the order and the bikes arriving. So increased demand is kind of a gift and a curse for small businesses, and I think 630 went through the same thing. Of course, you got increased sales, increased revenue, but at the same time, you have issues meeting the demand. So 630 went out, the CEO actually made a video apologizing to everybody who made a purchase and promising them that they would do everything they could to get them their bikes as quickly as possible. We appreciated that for the CEO of the company to come out and do that. And it made us want to invest in that company even more. So we continue to do our research, and even though the traditional bikes weren't going to be available for quite some time because of the delay with shipping, the e-bikes were going to be available a lot sooner. Even though they were significantly more expensive, we decided on going with an e-bike because Carlisha felt that it would meet all the needs that she had. So we found the e-bike, we did the research. 630 has a bunch of videos on describing the bike, and she decided it was right for her, so we went ahead and made that investment in this bike. So she ordered it on May 21st, and the bike actually arrived on June 2nd. So as far as assembly goes, you get a couple of options with 630. You can either pay $200 and have them ship it to your local bike store, they assemble it, you pick it up from there, or they ship it directly to you and you assemble it yourself. Now, me being the guy who I am, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and assemble it myself. I put together a tricycle, a couple of kids' bikes. How much harder could it be to put together a grown person e-bike? And just like it sounds, it was a bit more challenging, but you gotta shoot your shot. So a couple of things before we get into the actual installation and assembly video. The assembly booklet, the assembly guide, it was decent. I think it was geared towards people who may have had a little bit more experience putting together bikes. I would have liked to see a video by 630, kind of like outlining all the steps to put together the bike, but I got through it. The other thing is, you don't really need your own tools. They provide you with a couple of hex screws as well as this multi-tool, and like most multi-tools, this one kind of sucks. It gets the job done, but it doesn't make it a whole lot easier. So if you've got a wrench set, it makes this a bit easier, but if you don't, the multi-tool, it works okay. Anyway, so let's get into the unboxing. So here I am opening the box and taking out the bike. All the boxes are numbered, which is really helpful. So you can see it's a really beautiful color, and it comes together. It comes almost together. There's only a few parts that you really got to do. So the first step is to put the wheel on the front fork properly. Believe it or not, this is not as easy as it seems, as I put the front fork on backwards the first time around. But anyway, I got it together and put it on. Now, if the handlebars look funny to you, good eye, because Carlisha said the same thing, but here I am like, nah, babe, like it's good, it's fine, you know. We'll talk about that later. So anyway, installing the seat post is supposed to be at right about waist height or hip height. Carlisha's an inch or two shorter than me, so I had to adjust it down a bit. And putting the seat itself on is where you really find out how much the multi-tool is lacking. No matter how tight I tried to get it, it really wouldn't get in there tight. The seat would keep on moving. The easiest part of this whole thing was assembling the pedals. Those you just screw on. No big deal at all. The most challenging part was installing the brakes, and this is where I had the real trouble. So my issue was that I could either, whenever I put the brakes on, the brake pads were rubbing against the rotor. And if I loosened it up, there wasn't enough purchase when you squeeze the handbrake. The brake pads weren't contacting the rotor. So this was an issue. I was real concerned. You know, this is my wife's bike. If there's any part of the bike that I want to be working properly, it's going to be the brakes. And I erred on the side of the brakes being a little bit tighter than looser because obviously if I want the brakes to fail, I want them to fail by being too tight and not too loose. The last thing is installing the battery pack, and there you have it. There's our finished product, the Evry Journey Ebike. After we got the bike assembled, we decided to go for a ride, and what better place to go for a ride than down to the beach. So Carlisha and I rode down to the Hollywood Beach boardwalk, and I was riding on my Cannondale, she was riding on her e-bike, and for the whole way there, she was riding without the motor on. So she was just doing the mechanical work. And as we were riding, she kept asking like, why are you going so much faster than me? And you know, it's not because I'm in better shape than her. You know, she does her thing, you know. But the thing is about this bike is that it's not really a bike that's built for speed. We're going to get into that a bit later. But riding it just mechanically, it was tough for her to keep up with my Cannondale road bike. So once we got down to the beach, we decided to test out the throttle and see how fast this thing really went. So. Yeah. Look at her go, folks. Next, I took the bike out for a test ride so I could get a feel for it and really check out the features. If you're interested, I'm filming right now in 60 frames per second, 2.7K resolution, and I'm in wide view. This isn't really a bike that's about speed. This bike is built more for comfort. So if you can tell, I'm pretty far back. Like I'm basically sitting back in this bike, and it's a bit of a departure from my road bike, my Cannondale, where I'm really leaned over the handlebars. You really get a lot of speed in that position, but it's not the most comfortable position. Now with this, it's kind of the opposite. This is a hybrid bike, so it has like, the body starts off as a cruiser. It does have some modifications to kind of hybridize it a bit, to make it like the tires are a little bit wider, to kind of give you more of a mountain bike feel. This is not something that I would really ride on trails with. It'd have to be really hard, packed trail. But anyway, the main thing here is the comfort and the easeability of this ride. This is a step through, so you don't have to swing your leg all the way around the bike. If that's an issue for you, you can step right through. It's nice and comfortable. And that's the main story of this bike, is the comfort. There are 3 different ways to ride this bike: straight mechanical, throttle, or pedal assist. So before we get into throttle and pedal assist, I just want to cycle through the displays on the screen here. So hoping you can see this, try to get as close up as I can. Right now it's on the main screen, it shows me my speed, shows me my battery level, it shows me my amount of pedal assist. So I cycled through by pressing the power button. Next it shows me my trip, 12.5 miles thus far. It shows me my ride time, a minute since I've put on, a minute and 7 seconds since I've turned on the battery. My average miles per hour is 8.1 miles per hour since I turned on the battery, and my max speed has been 10 miles per hour since I turned on the battery. And then it goes back to your main screen. So now we're gonna go through the other modes of the e-bike. We'll do throttle first,
And then after throttle, then I'm gonna show you pedal assist, because pedal assist is just a little more, there's a little more to it. Throttle's easy, you press the throttle and you go. But there's one step before you press the throttle and go, and that is you gotta press plus to at least turn pedal assist on. It's signaling the motor to go ahead and start functioning, right? So with throttle, all you do is press this little button right here, press the throttle, and the bike just takes off. You see my legs are off the bike. I hit the throttle, I'm gone, baby. Let me see what I can do with this postal truck here. See if I can keep up. Oh! He's leaving me. He's gone, man. He's gone. I ate his dust. Mechanically, I got to 21 miles per hour. With the full throttle, I got to 15.5 miles per hour. All right, so next, I'll show you pedal assist. I don't know if you can see this right now, but we're on a pedal assist of 1. And basically, the pedal assist function is going to give me a little boost every time I pedal. So of 1, there's not that much of a difference between the pedal assist being off and 1. When I kick it up to 2, I get a little something, but I still, I know that I'm doing less work because I know that the pedal assist is on, but it doesn't really feel like I'm doing a significantly less amount of work, right? Now, when you get to a pedal assist of 3, that's when you can really tell that the bike is helping you out. So I'm barely pedaling and I'm up to 10 miles per hour. Now, if I'm pedaling at this rate in 4th gear without pedal assist on, I'm probably going around 7 miles per hour. So this is giving me a nice little boost. All right, next pedal assist, we go up to 4, pedaling at the same rate, and now I'm at about 12.5, 13 miles per hour, and I'm barely doing any work. Barely doing any work at all. All right, when you go up to pedal assist of 5 and you pedal, it's gonna get you all the way back up to 15.5, 16 miles per hour just by doing the bare minimum as far as pedaling goes. If I pedal a bit faster, I'm still only gonna get to like 15.5, 16 miles per hour. Pedal assist is super, super helpful with this bike if you want to get speed, because again, this bike, it's a hybrid, but it really has the spirit of a cruiser. So you're not really going to get a whole lot of speed, and that's not what this bike is for. The point of this bike is comfort, and you can ride it for as long as you want to and not get tired. And the pedal assist really helps in that. I think that so far my favorite way to ride this bike is on pedal assist mode of about 3. And that way I can do minimal work, or I can feel like I'm doing some work, but I'm not gonna burn myself out. And honestly, like, I could ride indefinitely on a pedal assist of 3 as long as I've got some water. It's like I'm sitting in a reclining chair and my arms are just out on armrests. I don't feel any stress or strain in my shoulders. I barely have to do anything.
So my final thoughts on this bike. The bike is amazing. Now, if I want to ride a hard 20 miles for exercise, I probably won't use this bike. I'll use my road bike. If I want to get someplace really fast, I probably won't use this bike. But if I want to run an errand someplace that's too far to walk, but I don't want to take my car, perfect bike for that. If I want to take a leisurely stroll down to the beach and enjoy the scenery as I ride in comfort, perfect bike for that. If I want to ride around my neighborhood with my kids or ride my kids to school, perfect bike for that. It doesn't have the same speed as a tri-bike. It's not going to be as light as a road bike. It's not going to be able to handle hills and trails and off-road stuff the way that a mountain bike can. This is a hybrid bike, so it may not do the individual things as good as the bikes that are designed specifically for that, but it does everything well enough for you to really enjoy this bike and enjoy it in comfort. So whether you're interested in the traditional mechanical version or the e-bike, the Evry Journey is a bike that I really recommend. And SixThreeZero has an entire range of bikes that's definitely worth checking out because they're a great company and they got a lot of great stuff. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you liked it, I'm sure somebody that you know will like it also. So don't forget to share, okay? And if you have any questions about the bike itself, the assembly, the ordering process, anything, put them in the comments section below, all right? As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.